Hey you guys, do a quick tutorial on how to do my top-down analysis. First I go to forexfactory.com, right over here. Look at the week that's coming up. So this is Tuesday, August 12th. There's a bunch of news coming on today. The Australian dollar and the USD is going to be some heavy trading going to be happening. Be careful if you're going to be trading these pairs. I don't see any setup with AUD or USD right now, so I probably won't be trading them. But just make sure that if you are trading them, be careful that there's going to be a lot of big price movement. Alright, so once I get this out the way, I go to my trading view. Okay, so once you go to trading view, when I go and look at how I mark up my charts, I like to start off at the monthly. So I did some chart markups already with the GBP CAD. So, alright, so what I'd like to do, make the screen a little smaller here so you guys can see. So each of these candles represents 1 month of data. So I'm just remove a lot of these lines here. Alright, so what I'm looking for is this right here. You guys can see it. So I'm kind of looking at what's happening in this leg on the monthly. It is look like it's a move that's going up, so it looks very bullish. Okay, all right, so kind of looking like that. So our buys on the monthly, and I drop down to the weekly, and GBP CAD, and take a look at what's going on. Okay, open it a little bit more here. All right, move some of these arrows. Alright, so as we're looking at the weekly, you can see that price is going up, right? And then now we're in this little consolidation area, where it's kind of like kind of not going higher, it's just kind of staying in that box. So we see the market doing this, right? So higher highs and higher lows. So what I'm doing is just follow price movements, right? Okay, and then from here, it's doing this back and forth action. So right now, this is kind of like consolidating, but if we were to go with market structure, it is still considered bullish because there was a higher high and a higher low. Now, in order for this to be bearish, we need on the weekly to have price broke below this low right here. Okay, right there. So if price goes down below this red line, then we look for sells. But each of these candles are 1 week of data, so you can also trade the correction move of this. So what I mean by that is when we look at market structure, right, we have impulse move, right? And then we have a correction, and a big impulse move, and a small correction, a big impulse move. So you know that a lot of these moves are big moves, small moves, big moves, small moves. So if you want to trade the the opposite of the bearish move, of the bullish move, which is this area right over here. That's called a correction. Yeah, so impulse is going up, correction goes down, impulse is going up, correction goes down, impulse is going up. So what I'm looking for a trade here, I can look for a correction. So I'm looking for a buy. I mean, I could still, it's really hard to say what to trade in this area here because it's not going in any direction. But if I were to trade it, I would wait for price to get to a supply zone and then look for a sell, or wait for a demand zone, and the probability setup would be waiting for a buy. Okay, but you can still trade the correction move because each of these are 1 week candles, so there's a lot of trading opportunities in that week. So what I'm going to do now, so we have a bias on the month, which is bullish, on the weekly still considered bullish, and then a drop to the daily. Okay, so now on the daily you can see what else is happening, a clearer picture. On the daily, price is kind of like consolidating, it's going up and down, it's not really making new highs. What I'm probably looking to do is maybe wait for price to come all the way up here and then sell it. I know I took a sell on this position earlier, and I may close the trade because just watching how market structure is happening. If this candle closes above this zone here, the supply zone, I'll probably cancel this trade and take my losses. I trade small lot sizes, so I'm not risking a lot of my trade. Okay, so what's my bias on the daily? It is, what do you guys think? Create a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. But the interesting is, this blue candle here, it broke above this area here. So this here is a break of structure right there. Okay, so see how this candle and above this red line, that's a break of structure indicating it's a bullish move. Alright, so we got bullish on the monthly, bullish on the weekly, and then we have a bullish on the daily. So what I'm looking to do is, my bias is to buy on the GBP candle if it comes down, and then I'll look for it to go up higher. So that's what I do. Okay, so we need to understand a couple of things. We need to understand market structure. It's really important because it'll give you an idea of what the direction is. You guys also need to learn how to mark off supply and demand zones, because if you don't know where those are, you pretty much are trading blind. You don't know where the floor is and you don't know where the ceiling is. So you really always want to know how to mark those off. How I mark off my supply and demand zones is I look, there's many ways of marking them up. Many people teach it by looking for the small candle before they move down, mark it up as a zone. That, or some people will also mark a supply zone where there's many touches, like this one here. So touch 1, touch 2, touch 3, touch 4 touches. Yeah? So that could be, a supply zone on the daily. But just remember, look at the monthly chart. Yeah. So just remember, price can go up higher. Okay. So always be mindful of that. All right. So if you want to drop down to the 4-hour, usually this is where I take my entries on the 4-hour chart. Just waiting for the computer to load here. Look up here. So what is market structure telling us? Okay, it's doing this. So here. So Okay, here, here, here. Yeah, so it's bullish, right? So I may have taken a wrong trade the other day. I was trying to sell GBP CAD, so looking like I may need to take my beating and just accept the loss and trade again another day. But that's a good good way to recognize that you made a bad trade and don't hold on for a bad trade forever. And if you're trading small lot sizes, then you can weather these kind of heavy storms if you're in a bad trade. So we already determined that the monthly is bullish, the weekly is bullish, the daily is bullish, 8 hours bullish, 4 hours bullish. So what do? We look for buys. Okay, so I usually like to take trades off of the forward. So what I want to do, if I want to trade this now, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to try to find me a supply zone in this area on the most recent price action. So what I'm looking for is anything before a large move up, and I'm waiting for it to come down. So this candle right here, right there. So that to me is a supply zone, a demand zone. So demand is you buy, and this supply is when you sell. Okay. So what I'll probably do, let me just clean this up here. So this candle here at the far left, blue candle, right here, let me just draw this out. This candle right there, that is that blue candle before this big move down. That's usually where supply zone is. So looking at this, I'm hoping, because I'm still in a GBP CAD trade, that it will sell from this level and then come down here to this green event and take a buy and go up higher. Okay, because we all know that GBP CAD is everything is in a buy from the monthly, weekly, daily, 8 hour, and 4 hour. So what I'm doing is I'm taking what's called a correction trade. Okay, so remember the trade that looks like this: impulse, correction, impulse, correction. So the correction is always a smaller move. Yeah. So by me taking this sell here, I'm trading the correction. Okay. So I don't recommend trading this way for beginners. As a beginner, it's always more safer to follow and trade the trend. Okay. But I know enough about my supply and demand zone that I'm comfortable taking a buy. And if I'm wrong, I'm okay, because I don't trade a big lot size. So that's what I do for my trading. Hope this makes sense. Hopefully I can do a little more teaching for you guys, and then we can go on this trading journey and become better traders. All right, thanks for watching.